guys, this is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday, I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead. This is going to be for the week of the 29th of November through the 6th of December. And this is the astrology portion. To follow is going to be the pick a card readings as normal. I made a special video because this week has a big event, and that is going to be the lunar eclipse that is going to be happening in Gemini on November 30th. And because it is a pretty big event, I made a video especially for you guys, because this would have been a really long video otherwise. I mean, they normally are anyway. So the other event that we have going on is Mercury goes into Sagittarius. So it's important to talk about energy when it shifts. And so we have this lunar eclipse that happens in Gemini on November 30th. And that is a shift in the emotional realm. That is a conclusion, an eclipsing out of something that is an obstacle in our thinking, or something that is in our environment that is blocking us from emotionally growing and learning what we need to learn from a specific event or situation, or regarding something that we emotionally need but can't have because we have this obstacle in our way. So right after that, we have Mercury goes from Scorpio into Sagittarian energy. So understand that when we get in the final degree of something, it is it's clarity, and it's usually a pretty big energy surge. And so when we have Scorpio energy has to do with anything that we crave on an intimate level. And when I say intimate, that it dives deep into the emotional realm, and we swim around in the depths of what we crave on an emotional level. And so for some of us, what we got was some clarity about things we fear regarding the way that we think about it, the way that we perceive it, and the triggers that we have around something, and the obstacles that creates inside of our thinking, inside of our head. It's kind of like when you really, really want something, and you get it, you sabotage it because there's a fear somewhere submerged deep inside of you that you didn't even know you had. So that's what comes up when we have Mercury and Scorpio energy. It's also a place where we can become very deep with people, we can become very intimate with people, and we can start to form bonds that where we can remove our masks and we can trust them. It's also where the truth is revealed a lot, and where lies come to light, where we see them for what they are. It's where it's that moment in our mind where we start to maybe not see people with their masks on, and we start to really understand what we're getting ourselves into. Our mind is now shifting into Sagittarian energy. So we go from this really deep, deep place of thinking and processing into the Sagittarian world, which is much more physical. So we're pulling it from these deep, deep realms, and we're bringing it into our physical realm, because Sagittarian is very physical oriented energy. And it's a place where we take it from water-based energy into fire-based energy. Now, the sun is in Sagittarius at this point, and the moon is in Gemini, and we're working through that lunar ecliptic event, because there's like a 5-day window where we really feel the heaviness of an ecliptic event, and then we go through the 28-day cycle of the full moon, and then we go through the 6-month cycle of like working this all out. So you can see this is pretty involved month for us. to kind of process this. When we go into Sagittarian mindsets, we crave the freedom to express ourselves. We don't have a filter. And often what we do when we are communicating with others is we are relaying something that we're really fired up about and that we really want to tackle. You know, we either want to research it, we want to find answers, we want to learn more, we want to find resources that are outside of like our normal parameters. We test boundaries. And this is all in the search for some sort of truth that we think that we know at that time, right? So I want to talk just a little bit about what goes on when Mercury goes into Sagittarius energy, the positives and the challenging energy of it, because there's always both. And this is a dualistic sign. This is a mutable sign. And you get fired up. It's a fire-based sign. So it's easy to get really, really excited off of lots of different ideas, off of lots of different ways of thinking, looking at different cultures and seeking answers in maybe other processes that people have tried that go outside of the normal boundaries and the confines of the way that you would normally process things and think about things. So some of the positive energies that we will be able to move forward with is big long-term goals, any ideas that we have, any plans that we want to make, any grandiose thinking. You get really optimistic and you get really excited really easily in energy like this. You know, you're very, very enthusiastic, and you're so optimistic that you can be somewhat overly optimistic. This is also, you crave almost the need for more. You have this desire for more than your current circumstance. This is where you can get very, very inspired. You can see something and then you just crave to know everything that there is to know about it, because it's giving you so many fun and exciting ideas. This is also where you are a little bit adventurous in your thinking. And when you're communicating, you're really interested in people that normally isn't in your circle. You kind of crave somebody different, something different, some different kinds of conversation. You might get a little bored with the same old conversations. So you're kind of craving other people's perspectives that kind of challenge your own, because it makes a debate in your mind, and that's pretty exhilarating. Some of the negative energy that comes out, or the challenging energy, when I say negative, I mean it's a challenge. And challenging thinking is fun, because, especially for Sagittarius, is because anytime they're challenged, that's the time that they step up, and it physically and mentally engages them. And it brings out their adventurous spirit and their need for the freedom to go out there and to overcome or to achieve something new. So I would say that in Sagittarius energy, especially because Sagittarius is in our sun, so our soul, our center, everything that we revolve our physical realm around right now, our mind is engaged in that. Now, we do have a dilemma, because the opposing energy is still sitting in Gemini energy. And so our physical realm may not be fully grasping what we see, what we identify with. And that can be super frustrating, because you really believe that you know something that other people don't know, or you are learning, or you are being opened up, or your awareness is being plugged into something different, something new. So one of the things that can happen in energy like this, if you are being challenged and you have a specific mindset and you're really tuned into it, fired up, passionate about it. You're going to become pretty debatable if you're in challenging energy, and it's going to make you somewhat restless to find somebody who can stimulate that level of thinking. So if in your immediate environment you have a bunch of people that don't agree with you, you can tend to wander off and find people that do agree with you and that can talk about this at your level or your perceived level. If people challenge you and you are very fired up, you can become really, really sarcastic, rude, and debatable in this energy. So if you're in the challenging part of the energy. So, and that's just because I feel like you may be in that know-it-all energy and have that overinflated ego complex that you sometimes get when you think you know everything. So I want to talk a little bit about the energy as far as in the astrological aspects, because that's just in general like what it is to have Mercury in Sagittarius energy. So Mercury, which is in Sagittarius on December 1st, is going to be sextiling Jupiter and sextiling Saturn and trining Chiron in Aries. So this is about grabbing a hold of any opportunity, becoming optimistic about it, and running with it. Like it can feel very empowering to have your mind open to the possibilities instead of all of the negativity. In fact, I find it difficult for some of you guys who are really caught up in the positive part of this energy to even come down to earth, because you're going to feel almost elated at the possibilities that are happening in your life. Now, mind you, we're having this lunar eclipse event, and when we have that in Gemini, there's a lot going on in our immediate environment. There's going to be a lot going on in the government. There's going to be a lot of challenging of authority in this energy, and you're going to see a lot of people defiant of processes, of rules and regulations. They don't want to adhere. They want to explore their options, and they don't want to be confined to boundaries and traditional ways of thinking, and just somebody else having any sort of authority over your choices. That can come up in energy like this. In fact, it will. December 1st can be an emotionally charged day. I do want to warn you that there's some very, very intense energy on December 1st. And because this is a lunar eclipse, it's going to take a while for all this energy to work its way out. I feel like somebody is challenging. If you're in the negative or challenging part of this energy, you're going to feel like somebody is challenging you and trying to control your life in some way, and you just simply won't agree with it. You won't have it, and you're prepared to do anything to defy that level of control that people have over your lives. It's very intense energy, and I feel like if you're caught in this negative headspace, you're going to be very debatable. You're going to want to fight about it. You're going to want to defend what you identify with and how you identify with it. And you're going to want people to come on board with your way of thinking. I mean, and the people that resist your way of thinking, if you're in a challenging part of this energy, they're the enemy. That's it. Like, they're the enemy. They aren't worthy of your loyalty or any of your respect. And there's going to be some very harsh words that are going to be shed. There's going to be some tactless energy expelled. People are become restless. They've been tolerant long enough, waiting for the legal process and the rules and laws that govern what's fair and just. It's going to seem unfair and unjust, and it's not going your way. And so you're going to get really excited by that. When you have a moon involved in this much negativity, and this could just be in the northern hemisphere, so I'm sorry about the people that are southern or in other countries. This energy can be fine 1 minute and then just a poop storm the next. Like, it can just be out of control. You're like, what just happened? Word vomiting is going to happen in energy like this. People are just going to say whatever's on their mind, and they're not going to regulate it or filter it in any way, because it's emotionally driven most of all. And because there's a conclusion, an ending, and you don't agree with it. You don't like the way that this is going down. It's not going in your favor. And so that makes you angry. This week has very, very stunningly beautiful energy in it. There is so much possibility in progressing our lives and changing our circumstances to be realistic, but to be idealistic and hopeful about where we're going. But you have to understand that your ego is going to fight anything it doesn't agree with, because you have a embedded belief system, an ingrained opinion. It is hardwired in, and what's being challenged is conventional and traditional thinking. And I feel like people get confused by thinking, oh, well, I'm progressive, and so I don't want to follow along with anything, any process or anything that of any level of authority, because they're not progressive like me. I feel like when I talk to people lately, progressive mindsets are just defying any kind of authority. That's not progressive. Progressive is you have a great idea, and you have some, you're optimistic about what it could do to help out others. It's humane. It's not for the greater good of yourself. It's for the greater good of all, for one. For two, you are able to get people on board, and you are trying to make positive changes based on systems, antiquated systems, but still you have the ability, that elevated level in thinking, to look at your resources and what you have at your disposal and say, okay, here's how I can make this progress. Instead of, wanting to fight about it and defy it and to dominate and control it. There's a difference in that thinking. Do you understand? Like, being a progressive person is absolutely the way we're going, like 100%. But being overbearing and obnoxious and saying what's ever on your mind and not being diplomatic, none of those things are going to work in your favor in this energy. If you want to be a progressive soul out there making changes that will absolutely benefit your physical realm as well as the future for everybody involved, then I think you're going to find that, your enthusiasm and your optimism and your hopefulness will be contagious and infectious. And people will follow you. You don't have to dominate and control them and try to make them submit to your every whim. No, they'll just follow you, because everybody wants hope right now. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. I'm going to be right back with the pick a card readings. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check out my lunar eclipse that is in Gemini video. I will have a link below for you to check that out because it is a very interesting lunar eclipse. Have a wonderful week. Much love to all of you, and just go out there and be the change you guys want to see in the world. Hi guys, welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead. And this week we are going to be covering November 29th through December 6th. So in another video, which I will link below, I have went extensively into one of the aspects that we're going to be experiencing this week, and that is going to be a lunar eclipse. It's going to be in Gemini in 8 degrees. That's going to be happening on November 30th. And then on December 1st, we are going to have Mercury move into Sagittarius energy from Scorpio energy. And there's some energy that we have to talk about. So a lunar eclipse eclipses out things that are impacting you in the emotional realm, obstacles, things that don't allow us to flourish in the emotional realm. And in this case, there's something dualistic about it. You may not see it for what it is, and so the truth is brought forward, or the mask is revealed, or you hear something that maybe was a lie, you had been lied to about, and the reality is exposed. The mask, like I said, the mask is revealed or taken off, however you want to say it. And then post-eclipse, we have some insane energy that I really want to make you aware of. I want you guys to be careful with the words that you choose and the conversations that you have with others, because you won't be able to predict the way that some people may experience your conversation. They may internalize it, and it may be filtered through many different things, some of which you could never predict, because it may trigger a response in them that could be somewhat unexpected. So just be mindful this week, because post-ecliptic energy, there's some very intense and substantial energy to talk about. And I think it's really, really important to be mindful of the moods of others, and the fact that your words can impact somebody's mood, can bring them up or down, or up and down, or cause some instability in their life. So just be mindful. So let's go into your guys' pick a card reading now. I do go into at the beginning of this video, the astrology portion of it, as far as, what to expect after the eclipse. And then on the eclipse, there is a video, just an FYI. You guys, pile number 1, chose, this is the winter weight tarot deck, which I'm going to be doing a walkthrough on Tuesday, so you guys can learn how to purchase this on your own from a local creator. Let's support our local businesses, guys. They're hurting. So you guys chose the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man in this deck is in a state of suspension. It's a pause. So this is a Neptunian-based card, and there's some intense stuff. So you may feel like pulling back if people are too intense, too dramatic, they're getting all fired up, their belief systems completely are going outer limits, and their behaviors are just not something that you think is very rational or logical, you're going to pull back and you're going to be pretty focused on how this is impacting you, how this week will be impacting you. And Neptune energy is in a square. So it's in a square with the lunar eclipse, and it is in a pretty harsh square with the sun in Sagittarius. So there's a lot of dualistic energy. So you could be very high and low in this type of energy. So you're going to just pull back and you're going to need some time alone. You need to decipher it and figure it out on your own. And it's just some time for you to be reflective. I feel like you're very elevated. I feel like you know when you become unstable and you become erratic in your thoughts. And you know that when you get in this mood, you know that you're somewhat indecisive, easily distracted. It makes you anxious. You worry a lot more than normal. And you just have a very noisy mind. And so you're just very mindful of being grounded in your thoughts right now and taming that little beast that's going on in there. So let's take a look at your cards here. All right. So what's your guys' tea for the week? Marriage. Now, marriage to me is, for some, I used to keep this out, and then I thought, no, because we make commitments to things. And it is somewhat of a marriage. It's a contract. It's a deal. It's something that we're bound to. A marriage just is a legal document that says we're bound to a situation and we've got to just gut it out, right? If we're not happy, or if we love somebody and we care about somebody, we're willing to make it recognizable to others. However you deem this level of commitment to be, it's something you're thinking about right now. Now, usually with Sagittarian energy, because we have the sun in Sagittarius, we have Mercury in Sagittarius, we'll be moving into Sagittarius, and we have this lunar eclipse. I'm feeling like some of you might be a little bit restless. So let's say 4-leaf clover, great good fortune. Guys, you have Jupiter on your side. So let's look and see where Jupiter is in a yummy little mood, because Jupiter is it's pushy. It's pushy in this energy this week. And it's pushing people to expand whether they want to or not. It's pushing them to their outer limits. And there is a beautiful sextile when Mercury enters Sagittarius. So for some of you, this could be, you could hear some really good news. You could get some recognition from a supervisor or somebody in a position of authority. For some of you, this could be some advancement in a career. It could be an idea regarding a career. It could be a job offer that sends you on a new adventure. It could be something that expands you, your opportunities. You could hear about an opportunity. We have a man. So we do have intense masculine energy in this because of the sun and Sagittarius energy. So it says a dealing or a relationship with a man. Usually because of all this Capricorn energy, it could be a position of authority. What I'm feeling from this card is it may be somebody that has a strong kind of presence in your life. Doesn't necessarily have to be gendered a man. It could just be a strong masculine presence. And we have crown. Honor and respect will come to you. So far, your guys' tea is really, really optimistic energy. So Sagittarian energy in its best form is those big plans that we have. You know, those plans about adventure, about doing something to free up your options. It's about, wanting to go and explore some options. It's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of fun. So for some of you, you may be thinking and planning. And so maybe some of you guys are just kind of doing the hanged man kind of thing because you're dreaming big. You're hopeful and you don't want anybody to kind of piss on your parade, pretty much. Like, you don't want to share your mind with somebody else because somebody else may have a pessimistic view and you have an optimistic view. I'm feeling that little. Oh, yeah. So this is Soul Cards 1. And when I see this card, I think of you have tamed this is about these two things. Is about taming the beast within. It's about being enlightened enough to know when you're overdoing it, when you are, you've kind of dealt with something in your past that used to be something that was out of control. I feel like you have a lot more control over it. You're very mindful of it, and you're also very humble because of this knowledge. And so I feel like you're getting a lot of control over this, and that's really exciting for some of you. There's also a feeling of hope in this card. Knowing your weaknesses, you can strengthen your strengths around those weaknesses. So you can essentially make, lemonade out of lemons. Let's take a look here. Ooh, you guys have the Panther's energy, and I'm just feeling so sad in this card because it's fire. I'm feeling very, I feel like there's a lot going on behind the scenes. You've got the Panther, which is a very cautious cat. It's a very powerful cat. You had these soul cards that had the little demon there, and then you had the Hanged Man. I feel like on an internal basis, I feel like you are very, very mindful. I want to read your guys' Panther. Oh, I didn't bring the book. Hold on a sec. Sorry, I had to go get the book because I forgot it. Okay, let's take a look at your guys' Panther here. Okay. It says, inhalation of the unnecessary, purging. The Panther won't stand to see our growth or our energy stagnant. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc. With the ultimate intention of bringing us toward more fulfilling lives, the unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating, but after all, the dust clears. It is easy to see the Panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the Panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. I feel like something used to have a lot of control over you. And I feel, to me, what this is saying to me is I feel like you have tamed this beast. You are awakened, aware of the consequence of that type of energy. Look at you, patient, 2. And you have this orange fire-based energy, fire. Sagittarius energy is fire. So I feel like for some of you, because this is 2, so 2 is more than 1. And because you have marriage and commitment, this could be you are setting goals and you are wanting to do things that benefit you and somebody else. You're making plans, big plans for you and somebody significant. I'm also feeling just an intense energy around, you have this forceful need for movement, but then there's this Hanged Man's resistance, and that can be the duality that we're experiencing in the lunar eclipse. It's going to be in the full moon. The duality is we're really water-based right now. There's a lot of watery energy. Venus is in Scorpio, and Mercury is in Scorpio when the lunar eclipse happens before it moves into Sagittarius energy. So there could be some emotional situation that you're thinking through and working through. At the same time, you're feeling compelled to take some action. But it's telling you to be patient. I'm feeling like the Hanged Man and this patience is saying, be patient, take your time. There's no need to launch forward and overdo it, You guys have Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. I feel like for some of you, You may have went through something and you're aware and you're trying to give advice to somebody else, but they're not being too receptive. So you have that elevation inside of you to be able to say, I'm going to hold back, because I feel like in this energy, it'd be really easy to be dominating and much more of like a dictator or an authoritarian type of person, where you tend to talk down to somebody when you're giving advice. So I feel like you are above all that, and you know that you have that capacity to do that. And so I feel like you're kind of just holding back right now. You're chilling a little bit. So let me lay down these 3 cards. Now I'm learning this deck, guys, so I might have to read. I'm not sure. We'll see. No. I'm sorry, it's a very new deck. So it's very kind of not the easiest to shuffle. I'm going to try this again. Okay. Okay, we have 5 of inspiration, 2 of materials, and the Ace of materials. Yeah, options. Maybe the reason why you're holding back a little, let's see, is that in the scene? Yeah. Maybe the reason why some of you guys are holding back a little is because you have multiple options and you're thinking it through. You're making a decision. I feel like with the commitment, the marriage up there, and I feel like you're trying to do the right thing and make a decision right now. That's what I feel. Given your circumstances. I feel like there is a lot going on with you. Whoops, my bad. Sorry if I shook that. I got caught on my sleeve. Sorry about that. I feel like there's a lot of enthusiasm in here, and you're trying to make a decision. And I think the way that you make decisions is you just pull back and you think it through, because there's a lot going on in the material realm. And of course, I mean, you have this honor, respect will come to you, and you have good fortune. So I feel like you have some opportunities on the table you're thinking through. Yeah, because there's some action going to be needed here soon. And I feel like as we go into the Sagittarius energy, I feel like that's when we get a little bit more action oriented. I mean, going through a lunar eclipse, it's kind of really confusing energy because there's some dualistic aspects to it. So it could be really hard to know which way to move forward, especially with a square in Neptune and Pisces in your Neptune energy. You got the Hanged Man again. It's not playing. You know what I might do, just because you got the Hanged Man twice, and you got the Hierophant. Whew, and you got this guy. Lots on the table, guys. Okay, and you got the Hermit. You are in your mind. And there is a lot of things really stimulating your mind. There's the elevated mind, but also the day-to-day life, the lower mind. And I feel like all of that is causing you to be a little bit indecisive because there's so much coming at you, right? There's so much energy. I feel tons of energy. So let's read. Let's read the Hanged Man. I like it from the Light Seers deck. We're going to look at the optimistic side because, come on, we're talking Sag here. All right. Let's take a look at this Hanged Man energy here. Just because it's so prominent. It says, surrender to the will of the cosmos. The intentional phase, reflection, letting go, embracing the new. Realigning with your heart and your purpose, new wisdom found, spiritual teaching, sacrifice, and enlightenment. The dualistic side of this, or the darker side of this, would be stagnation, self-sabotage, holding on to something that isn't meant for you, stubbornness, and a tendency to be a martyr. It says flow with it. Divine wisdom spills forth in moments of deep flow. The Hanged Man is offering you the chance to look at something from a completely different perspective. When you let go of that thing that's got you stuck, you will make space for new insights and advantages to shift into place. Okay. If you guys watch my lunar eclipse video, you will understand that when we go through a lunar eclipse and something is eclipsed out, it is making room for something to be eclipsed in. And so this is quieting the mind enough to hear this message, to be able to receive this download, to be able to be guided through this, because you have the Hierophant, which is faith, and you have the Hermit. So there is something, there's like, I feel the Hermit's lantern, the light of awareness. And I think you have to be patient. I feel like you used to be an incredibly impatient person. And you used to take a lot of risks in your behavior. And you're just not like that anymore. You are wiser, you're more mature. And I feel like you've went past that phase in your life. And I feel like you've made a lot of decisions that were self-focused. And I feel like for some of you, there's somebody else, there's something else where you're including somebody else in your thoughts. For some of you that are having a significant person in your life, and you got solitude, take some time off, man. just take time and let this energy show you where it wants you to go, right? You are definitely being divinely guided by something, and you need to open yourself up for that. Don't get caught up in the material realm and the way that it likes to distract you, this 5 of inspiration. There's a lot out there, and there's going to be a lot of opportunities for something more hopeful and exciting. But I feel like you have an inner voice telling you something, like, that little inner voice that says, do this, or explore this option, or you're curious about this. If you just quiet your mind a little bit, you might be able to hear that voice. You have sad embrace. Well, with the 7 of Swords, and we have something, I feel like you may have had some kind of, let's see if I can do this. You may have had some sort of, here, let's do this. Sorry. I gotta make some room. Oh, let's do, I want to just keep them in order. Okay. So I feel like with that embrace, I feel like lunar eclipses are very emotionally engaging. And if you're a person who can feel deeply energy, like you feel it in your bones, then you may just have this need to be like, I'm just going to hang back and let the lunar eclipse do what it does, because that's what lunar eclipses do. And I'm just going to proceed through this, because you've been through eclipses before. I feel like you're one of those people who kind of understands. They usually take you on a ride. And so you're just going to be like, okay, I'm just going to wait and see what happens with this lunar eclipse. See, you have taking shelter. The answers are within. Oh, there's this, I keep feeling for you, there's this voice. There's this inner knowing. There's this quiet reflection, and the answer is given to you. And again, we have the Hermit lantern, which I kind of felt for you. God, there's some clarity. There's an answer to a question for you if you quiet your mind enough. An adventure. Oh, you're feeling the Sag energy, guys. This is the elevated mind, and when we tap into the elevated mind, we get a different answer. it's not instant gratification. It's something that's for the long haul, something for a long range goal. Okay, so we're going to do this. So we have enough room in here for what we're going to do next, which is I think these are my letters. I arranged this last night, so I feel like I need to mix them up for whatever reason. Okay, let's see what it has to say. I heard MAGA, by the way. I don't know why. I did. It was like immediately was yelling at me in my head. Let's see what's... Can we see these? Okay, we can. Okay, let's see. What is our first word, guys? Maybe not. Oh, I heard, well, bus. That just, to me, says like adventurous, or some of you commute, or I feel commuting in that energy. That's weird. Maybe when you're commuting, it allows you some quiet time to think things through. If some of you commute to work. I see deer. Deer is a really graceful creature, and it's somebody who is very intuitive. Like, their instincts are so, because they're constantly worrying about predators. And so you may be just very quiet and very, you may be listening to your environment more, may have a heightened sense of your environment and the fluctuations in your environment. Very instinctual energy. Super word, but I never see this, but I see Kansas, or maybe not. I guess I don't. I don't have another S. Sorry. Oh my gosh, funny. I see this as plain as day. So maybe some of you are just relying on your instincts to help you see posers. And posers are people who, they're putting up a great life. They're putting up a good front. They put on when they go out, they always look put together and really attractive, and they look like they're always having fun. I think of posers, I think of like Facebook, Instagram, that's kind of posing. People who are posers really love to create false personas on there. So some of you are just really well aware of somebody trying to create, I see van, bus. It could just be all this Sagittarius energy, just taking off, getting out. It could be some of you wanting to go off and be by yourself, hike to a distance, kind of be isolated and alone to hear your thoughts and to think things through. I think I got poison the last time. I got poison last week, so we're getting it again. And poison is toxic energy. And so you may be very protective of your energy right now and not interested in people who are toxic, who are naysayers, people who like to put fear into people and to overpower people with doubt and, to oppress people. I mean, you're not interested in none of that. I mean, you have a whole different world going on, and you're not going to allow any of that crap in your life. That's what I see here. If you guys see anything different, sorry about that. I feel like that's everything. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at charms here. I'm back to my old charm box. I missed it. My carved boxes. Okay. Okay, let's see what came out. Okay, we got a busy bee. I feel like, okay, so, you know, one thing I see here too, a work project. I don't know why. I feel like you need the isolation and the solitude because you're really busy right now and you really need to like take a break and just have some solitude. This is just Sagittarian energy to me. This is also about hunting, seeking answers. I feel like seeking, you're seeking. And that I see a lot in here because you have, you know, you have the Hermit's energy, you have two Hanged Man energies, you have the Hierophant's energies, you have this solitude. You're seeking something, seeking clarity, seeking an answer, seeking to you're trying to make a decision. I feel that. God, travel is coming up big in your guys' reading. Texas. I see Texas. I see Paris here. Okay. Anchor is creating stability. It's stabilizing something. It's when I see the marriage, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, for some of you, that could be you might be thinking about making a commitment to somebody, and anchoring you to somebody else. That's kind of like it's an intense feeling. I do see that. Rose-colored glasses. I feel like some of you in the past may have had rose-colored glasses, and so with this 2 here, maybe you're a little hesitant. You need to think it through. Yeah, because there's like this is the High Priestess energy. I definitely am feeling like you're seeking an answer. You're just really, really trying to pay attention to that inner voice. Texas is going to have some medical issues. There's going to be an issue in the Longhorn State, like stuff's going to go down. Yeah. That's what I see. Okay, guys, we're going to do some numbers here. All right. We have 59, 1, 5. Can you see that? Okay, you can see that. I'll move these a little bit. Oh, I'm seeing health issues in Texas. Something coming up about Texas. Okay, let it go. 28. We have 6. And 6 is the 2 and the 6. Yeah, I'm thinking like relationship, partnership, bonds, and unions. Yes, you have 6. And you have this 9 here. Change is 9. I feel like you guys are like, I feel like there's some big changes coming into your life, and I feel like you just are trying to think it through. Like you feel it coming, you know that you need to make some changes, you're trying to make a decision, you need to be alone, you need to decipher. I feel like you're seeking an answer and you just need some time to do it, to just be alone and do it. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you. Watch my lunar eclipse video, and if you're curious about what your mind is going to be doing, especially since you have all of this stuff going on in your mind, go ahead and watch the beginning of this video. Much love to all of you, and just go out there and be the change you guys want to see in the world. Have a wonderful day. Hi guys, this is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome again to another Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead. Okay, sorry about that. You guys might hear my dog eating in the background because he's choosing right now, so awesome. But anyhow, so on November 30th, the lunar eclipse is going to be happening in Gemini. I have made a whole video designated directly to that. So if you guys want to learn more about the lunar eclipse that is going to be happening in Gemini, it's a big event. It means something is being eclipsed out of your life. That is going to be listed below. Then on December 1st, we have, it's post-eclipse, we have Mercury entering into Sagittarius energy, and that is a day, guys. I just want you guys to be aware of challenging people right now and shattering their delusions too much, because I feel like even though you may be moving forward, some people may be holding on for dear life, rigid belief systems and mindsets right now, and they're very challenged, and it's an emotional situation for them as well. It's causing a lot of upheaval. So just be very mindful that when we experience an eclipse, that means that people are going through a big change that they have no control over, and for some people that can make people spiral out of control, especially if it has to do with something that they were hopeful about. They wanted a specific outcome and they're not getting it, right? Their ego is just not getting what it wants. That is pretty tough. So before you kind of think that you're going to go and tell somebody the way it is, or you're going to interact with somebody, be very mindful. And the reason I say that is because pile number 2, you guys chose the Chariot. The Chariot card is a Cancer-based card. But also 7 is the number that signifies you're diving deep, searching for those deep answers, those answers that are not superficial. Like you have to explore for a while to attain the knowledge that you seek. And you have to look at a lot of different things. So, and this does suggest that some movement is necessary. And even though you may be moving forward, a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are stuck. They are holding on to the way that things are traditionally have always been done, a mentality, a way they identify with themselves that is really honestly being broke down right now. And it's difficult. It's difficult, and it's an emotional journey for some people, and it causes a lot of mental instability. So one minute you're kind of high, the next minute you're kind of low. That can happen in energy like this. So let's take a look at the T, guys. Love. Well, Venus is in Scorpio, moving into Sagittarius, and nobody loves like a good old Saggy. I mean, they love everybody. I mean, they just love everybody. So it can they can tend to wander off and just love, just for the sake of love, the little Casanovas. But they're all about the love, all about the feels, all about feeling good and optimistic and feeling those good feelings that are attached, the high that's attached to love. You guys have Ant. Work, achievement, and success. So some of you who have been working really hard on a project, I feel like this feels like a project or something that you've been working on with others. You may have some success in that. Key, successful outcome to your problems. Gosh, these last, okay, so pile number 1 was beautiful as far as in the Jupiter energy and all this Sagittarius energy that's leaving you optimistic and hopeful. this is a beautiful, key to success is beautiful energy. And you have the pig, beware of greed. So some of you, again, what I'm feeling is you guys are on a trajectory. You're moving forward. You're kind of coasting, and you're feeling the benefits of taking a risk and moving forward. And I feel like for some people, they can get, people can get jealous in energy like this. They can get, they can want to possess what you have. Especially if they are in a headspace where they are not getting what you have. They're in a hopeless state, and they may be very envious of your optimism about the future. Ooh, that's a heavy card. This is Soul Cards 1. So I immediately am drawn to this browns and these earth tones, and I'm feeling it feels very in the material realm, in the physical realm. It feels like, I'm feeling that you're a loving soul. Like you feel for people. And you want to protect everybody, and you want to nurture everybody through whatever they're going through. And I feel like sometimes you have to let people go on their own individual journeys. You can't protect them. I don't know why I got that. Beaver. Water-based energy. Well, you have water here and water here. Because the Chariot, it would be Cancer, water-based energy and a water-based energy. And we have this Mercury and Scorpio energy. If you are working on a project, if you are working on something that you are trying to build and attain, and you are trying to create some movement on in the physical realm, I feel like I see good vibes here. I see resources. I see like opportunities for you. Just don't let others hold you back. I'm feeling like some people are the cause of their own problem. Some people are the reason why they can't move forward. And what is going on in their life is it's eclipsing out that obstacle for them. And that's a painful process, and it's difficult. Because if you're intuitively moving in a direction that's heart-based, because I see love here and that you're passionate about, and if you're driven by that heart-based energy, then I feel like that makes you hopeful and optimistic. And that's fine to feel an energy like this. So let's read the beaver's energy. Okay, let's take a look at the beaver here. It says hard worker, loyal, tireless, and family first. Yeah, you have Cancer, you have this card here. I feel like you guys are working hard at home. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for family, and express it by the way of the earth's element, providing a home and financial stability. Although the beaver doesn't usually initiate a project, once started, they will work steady for weeks, months, or even years to see it through. The beaver card appears when the task at hand requires your long-term steady effort. It can also signify that it is time for some karma yoga. Woo! I like karma yoga. Okay. What are you doing, buddy? We're going to go potty in a minute. Whoops, I just hit this. Sorry. My doggy is distracting me. No, come here. Lay down. Lay down, buddy. We'll go out after this one, okay? He looks at me with those eyes and he's like, Mom, it's about me. And it's like hard for me not to like meet his needs, like when he wants them. Okay. Again, I'm feeling like for some of you, okay, so I'm seeing overgenerous. I'm seeing that you always want to make everything better. I'm seeing that some of you have been working really hard to change your outcome, change your state, change your focus. And some people can't do that in this energy because, like I said, it's like they get really caught up in their fear-based energy, their paranoia. Oh, stop it. Francis, wait a minute. No, baby. No, baby. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I got the weirdest deja vu from somebody knocking on my door and me walking up to this. Okay, whatever. It's a glitch in the matrix. Anyhow, I feel like you shouldn't be so consumed with pointing other people in the right direction. Just think about yourself. Worry about yourself. You have completion. So some of you have been working really hard to open yourself up to concluding something. So when we're in a lunar eclipse, it's a conclusion. It's a full moon. It's an ending. It's a culmination, an energy. And so this could be something that at one point had a huge hold over you emotionally, and you've attained some wisdom and you've gained some awareness of like how to not have this control you anymore. And through that, you're seeing a lot of success and opportunity being attracted to you. And you're also moving in an entirely different direction, I feel like, with the Chariot card and the beaver, constructing something and working hard. These are all things like if you're putting in the work and you're showing the universe and showing your guides and your guardians or God that you are willing to stay committed to an endeavor, I feel like you're getting movement. You're getting some traction in that area. A perseverance. When you have two purples. Interesting. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. I'm also feeling like this doesn't, you can't change somebody else's course. They have to change it. And so it is the feeling of letting go of control. Like you may have had, they may be somebody that you're responsible for at one point, but you're not responsible for them anymore. That's what I'm feeling as well for pile 2. Oh, and you guys got wisdom. And if you see this lady is blind and she's holding an owl, and now she's just driven by pure instinct and intuition. And she's moving forward. So I feel like you guys were on this endeavor for a long time. I feel like at one point you had blind faith in something, and I feel like that blind faith in something has turned into wisdom about creating an illusion around that level of hope. Like I feel like you walk into things now wiser. Your instincts have been sharpened. And this is water-based energy, so you're very, very intuitive. Okay, let's go ahead. I already shuffled these off camera, but we'll just do this so that you can see it. The thrill. I'm feeling like there's a risk and a thrill to this energy. Like there's an optimism a little bit. Okay. You have 6 of emotion, 6 of material, and you have 9 of materials. So first of all, you guys get a wish in the material realm. And you guys, you got to wish big. I mean, this is like Jupiter big. This is like the gift that just keeps on giving. Like, it is very beautiful energy. Let's do this. So you have the Six of Emotions, which makes us, it makes us incredibly nostalgic. And then you have this Chariot. So some of you may have very fond memories of something going a specific way. Some of you, this could be like a past person you may be fantasizing a little bit about. I'm seeing that. I'm also seeing just an ideal type memory, really getting hung up on those nostalgic memories. This is the time of year in the US where some of us just have really idyllic memories that really put us right, you know? And Six of Materials, you are a very generous person, as I said before, and I feel like your wisdom is what you guys should be giving, because you've been through a lot and you're a very wise soul and you have some really, really great advice, by the way. And you know what? You guys get a wish. What do you want to manifest in the material realm? What do you want to create? If you were to sit down and to your future self and write out where you think your life is going to be in 10 years, what does it look like? And idealize it. I set a goal that it's something good. It's not something that's negative and, you know, discouraging and, you know, takes the wind out of your sails. I mean, be optimistic. Have an optimistic outlook when you're wishing this big here. Let's go ahead and take a look at what the Light Seers deck has to say. Okay. The puppy is happy for once. He wants to go take a walk. We'll take a walk. Oh my gosh, you guys got the 10. You got the 9 of Materials, and then you got the 10 of Cups. Oh, and the Lovers. So you got 2 sixes and you got the Lovers. So 6 is a big number. 6 is partnership, bond, union. It is the bonds that we form in this lifetime, because together you can build resources together. 6 is also, it's kind of like black and white, thinking yin and yang. It's kind of like the divine masculine and the divine feminine's energy as well. But this is also a great time to usher in the life that you want. I mean, you've got the 9 of Materials, you've got the 10 of Cups here, you've got the Lovers. That's attraction. Lovers is attracting what you want for emotional fulfillment. Really beautiful. I feel like you guys have put in your dues. 8 of Swords. Ace of Swords. Ooh, you have the Moon card, the Lunar Eclipse card. And you got the Page of Cups. Well, you guys are really, really feeling the lunar ecliptic energy. You have this moon here. I feel deeply that you guys have that childlike energy, that childlike enthusiasm. Deep inside of you, I feel like you used to be incredibly optimistic, and taking risks was not hard for you, and going out there and doing things, you know, just to give you emotional fulfillment and fulfillment in general. I don't feel like when you were younger, I'm attached to a feeling of being younger for some reason. Could be this 6 of Cups here. And I feel like some of you are trying to reconnect with the younger self. You have all these thoughts because you're cumulative, you're a 9. So you've went through a lot. And there's a little bit of pessimism in your mind, but that could be all of this chatter that is going on in energy right now. It's because we think things are always going to stay the same, and I can absolutely, positively guarantee you 100% things are changing, no matter if we want to make them stay the same or not. Everything is changing. It's fluid. This is water-based energy. It's fluid, right? You've got the beaver constructing something. You've got the ant constructing something, making something out of resources that you have. And this is the end of Scorpio season in the mind. So really dive into if you're trying to create some sort of conclusion to something, if you need to find resources, if you're trying to move forward, like with a chariot, and you're trying to like gain some traction, when we get Mercury goes into its final degrees before it transitions into Scorpio, before it transitions into Sagittarius, it's a great time to have an aha moment of like, okay, I just figured out a resource. I just figured out a way to do this. It's a great time to like really get into this Ace of Swords energy so that you can create traction. Melancholy energy is very thick in this week. This is an opportunistic week for you. Yeah, sure, the duality is you can get really caught up in the emotional upheaval that can be caused in this energy from all the rhetoric that's going to be out there, all the inconsistencies that's going to be out there. It's crazy making. But I'm feeling like you just need to focus on what you're feeling intuitively is guiding you. You know, don't, like, you know, you have this owl here. I'm feeling your young self talking to your older self for some reason. I know what my younger self would say. Just get off your ass and just go out there and do it. That's what what's wrong with you? Why do you hesitate? Everything is fun. Everything is great. That's what my younger self would say. Details. Ooh. And it says clarity, and that's magnified here. And the compass is pointing you in a direction. Again, I feel like you guys should follow your gut, man. If your gut tells you to like, okay, so I know sometimes I'll get into my car and I'll be like, I need to check my oil. And then I just don't because I get distracted. No lie, my oil light would come on within a day or two. I will get a signal internally what needs to be done before my physical realm will tell me. And I've told myself over and over again, just follow my gut, just follow it because it's always right. But then I get distracted and so it can be difficult to pay attention to the details when you're getting distracted by other details. So details, I'm feeling a little distraction there. We have joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. Well, need we say more, my friends? Like, need me say more? Like, look at the love. I mean, look at this, you guys. Cut it out. Like, energy really wants you to be a creator of happiness in your life. And stop defining yourself by what we've been going through this year. This year's just sucked. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of noise about the direction that our life is going in right now. Let's do this because I'm starting to just get crazy with all of the mess I'm creating over here. Guys, like my Christmas deck? I love it so much. Let's do that. How does that look to you guys? Crazy messy. And we have community. Okay. Also, I'm feeling a sense of working together because I feel the beaver's energy. I feel the ant's energy. We have the lover's energy. I'm feeling like a project working together. If you have friends who are like-minded, they may be very resourceful and maybe give you some good energy to kind of latch onto. Let's go ahead and take a look at our charms here. Ooh, we had a cog fall out, so. Okay. Okay, guys, let's see. Oh, so last week we had the boy. And let's see if I can get him to... Come on. Hello, Vern. Hello. There we go. Sorry, now I'm going to have to make it. So we had the boy of this. And this is his soulmate. There we go. They're seeking each other, and you have lovers. So it feels like your guys' energy is seeking each other, seeking a union. I don't know why. Oh, will you just work on manifesting soulmate, or you just work on soulmate energy, set up a soulmate altar? If some of you need to reconnect with the person that's in your life that is your soulmate, maybe you guys need to work on some re-threading of the energetic thread that you already have, just strengthening it again, and just work on some positive energy toward it, because I'm just feeling such a connection for you as possible. We have the owl again, guys. You had the owl in this card here. That's wisdom. Looking at things from a higher perspective. That's the time it takes to learn a lesson. We have the fishies. I think of the fluidity of this energy, and how adaptable we need to be, and about going with the flow, and not just going down this hill and just letting the momentum take you wherever it leads you, because I think that's the fun in it. I think of this leaf. It's shedding. It's letting go of things that no longer serve us. It's a cycle, a completion. We have the bat, and you have a lot of stuff about instinct. We had, where did I see it? I don't know why I keep saying. We have the moon card. I felt like this ace, just this beam of energy. Oh, we had the community card here too when I was talking about working together. This just feels very intuitive, but I think in pile 1 is where I felt the deer's energy. You guys are resilient. And you guys have another star. So I feel like you guys get to have something like that you want on an emotional level. This is allowing the tides to ebb and flow in your life too. Don't resist the tide. Don't resist the emotions that are initiated in from this lunar eclipse that's going to be happening in Gemini. I know it's easier to stay detached, but I feel like you need to be in the ebb and flow energy, and just let the universe work its magic. It's a cog. Just let it all work and sync together. The energy that you put out is what you will receive back. I think of the wheel turning toward you. And you guys have a little bee here. Bee was in the last reading. And you guys, it's just working hard. I think about how busy and how productive a bee is with the ant, with the beaver. I just feel like there's a lot of, you guys are very busy in your environment. You have the moon card again. You had the moon card here. And then you have the 3 of Swords. Don't get hung up in this stuff. This is rhetoric. This will not serve you. Take off your blindfold, look in that mirror, and face yourself. And don't fear what you are. Everything that you have been through, every wrong decision, every misguided optimistic delusion that you created, it's okay. There's nothing to hide from. It's just part of the experience of the adventure of life. Look at it that way. Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's try to make some room for letters. She's searching for a soulmate. It was last week, honey. The divine feminine is there too as well. Okay. All right, guys. I'm feeling like a connection. Some of you need to reconnect with your love. Open up. Talking is great in energy like this. Dive deep. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable in this energy. You might find that your bond, your energetic bond gets strengthened by doing that, especially if you're vulnerable. God, I heard something about Wisconsin. Sorry. Okay, I'm just not going to lie. What came to mind, sorry about this, but I heard voting in Wisconsin. I don't know. I don't even want to talk about it. That's just what I heard. Sometimes you can't help what comes in, even though you're like determined you're not talking about it. I'm also saying, guys, again, love. You have the Lovers, you have love here. It's really strong. Maybe you guys are making movement, making headway toward this Cancer-based energy, this water-based sign. Maybe you can't help but think about a water-based sign because you had that whole Six of Cups thing going on. Somebody, you love somebody. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, I thought I was going to say guard, and I was like, no. I don't know why I saw that. Gator. I saw gator. So Florida, too. Oh, red states. Something having to do with voting in red states. I feel like we're over the voter fraud conversation, right? But there's something going on this week. Well, I mean, shoot, there's a lot of issues with people not accepting outcomes and feeling like, you know, their power is being threatened in some way, and they're losing control over something. So, yeah. I try to not talk about... even though I'm very connected to political energy, I try not to talk about it too much with you guys so it doesn't upset you. Yeah. I felt Jupiter heavy in your reading. I felt it because, well, okay, so Sagittarius's ruler is Jupiter. And Jupiter is in this fantastic energy when it moves into Mercury. So Mercury in Sagittarius is in a sextile with Jupiter and a sextile with Saturn. So for some of you that want to take a risk, you want to do something different, you've learned your lessons, and you really want to move forward with confidence and empower your life, you can find so much positive energy in that. I also saw, just on the fly here, I saw water, but we know there's a lot of water in this energy. So this is a lot of water-based energy. That's emotions. That's in the feelings a bit. So I feel like trust your feelings, trust your gut to guide you through this energy. I think that's everything. Ooh, you know what I also see, guys? I see gate. I see a gate opening up for you. I see a door opening up for you. Possibilities, opportunity is what I see. And let's see here. Let's go into numbers. This is a fun one. It's a little bit all over the place, and it's like, it's hard for me because I don't do well with my Venus in Virgo. Like, I don't do well when energy is like, 1 minute's this, 1 minute's that. It's like, oh, too much. Needs to be one thing. Or my brain gets scattered because, yeah, Gemini risings, man. Okay. So we have 33, 6. We have 2 and 6, which I see 6s. I mean, that's also 8, but I see a couple and then I see 6. I'm 7s are big in your guys' reading, but spirit is always in your reading when it's a 7, guys. When it's like a 77 or a double number, I feel like 7. Don't look at things so narrow-minded. Look at the big picture, and this is a 7. 7 is huge. 7 is also luck in some cultures. And so some of you with Jupiter, and you have all of this energy and love. This feels very lucky energy for you guys. Oh, you guys have some beautiful energy. You got your 9 here and your 5 changes, and your 9 as this culmination here. Changes in couples. I feel like some of you may have been also on this lonely journey, kind of thinking, but I feel like you would do better if you started working with people. If you started to collaborate a little bit more. I find that you find resources easier, and I find that you find the support that I think you deeply desire, and you get better answers. You get the conclusions that you need. Instead of just looking at it from your own perspective. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you. And just go out there and be the change you guys want to see in the world. And don't forget to check out my lunar eclipse that is in Gemini video, because I go deep into what the heck that all means in astrology. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Hi guys, this is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead, and we have an eventful week. We have a lunar eclipse that's going to be in Gemini on November 30th. This is a full moon, and we have on December 1st, we have Mercury going into Sagittarius because it was previously in Scorpio energy. So let's talk about, I'm giving everybody a warning, every reading a warning, that people are going to be sensitive in this energy. And there is a level of instability in this week's energy as this lunar eclipse comes in, and it inundates us with a huge surge of energy in our physical realm. And that would be Gemini energy. So that's everything we react to on a daily basis. And all the media, everything we listen to, everything we're inundated with at any level, right? Any conversation we have, anything we hear, any fact we obtain, anything that we are subjected to. Something in there needs to be eclipsed out. Something in your immediate environment needs to be eclipsed out so that you can have some kind of clarity. You can come to a conclusion. You can make a decision. And that kind of energy can be good or bad, which would be the duality of the twins in Gemini. Now, we also have Mercury moving into Sagittarius energy, and this is huge because the sun's in Sagittarius and Mercury is in Sagittarius energy. So when the mind and the soul are in the same energy, that's when I feel like you can get really big aha moments, and your mind can open up, and you can create some level of awareness and attain some wisdom. Having said that, if you are rigid and holding on to something in your world and you're trying to keep it the same, you don't want it to change. You're stubborn and, fear-based. I'm thinking of the Devil card here. You're fear-based in any way. If there is something that has a hold on you that is controlling your outcome. It's going to be eclipsed out, whether you want it to or not, because an ecliptic event is a fated event, right? Destiny, fate, spirit, God, your angels, whatever you deem that to be, comes into your life and makes a decision for you if you were unable to make that decision. Now, if you've been proactive in your life and you've been facing your fears and you've been, trying to empower your life, and you are facing your weaknesses, and you're not creating any illusion out of your reality, you're going to be golden. You are going to be in the super high vibe of this energy. Jupiter is going to be very benefic in your energy, and karma is going to give you a sweet reward. If you are unable to control yourself and you are self-destructing and you are rigid and you will not let go of a mindset where it's just always been that way and you just don't want it to change, you are going to have such a tough energy. So pile 3, you guys chose the devil here. And I'm drawn to the devil in this card as these kiddos look young. These little guys look young. And I'm looking at the temptation that they have. It's like, accepting candy from the devil. This is a hard card for me to look at just because this looks very triggering from something that happened in childhood. That's just the way that I perceive this particular illustration. Doesn't mean that's the way they meant it. There's no book with this, so that's the way I take it. And for some of you, you guys are falling into some of the energy that has to do with not being able to manage coping methods. The coping methods are getting the best of you. And I'm feeling like you're slipping a little bit. And your fear has a bigger hold than you're willing to face over you. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm feeling that, but I am. So let's take a look at the T for the week here, guys. What's your T going on? Success. Success to me means that there's a sense of accomplishment, an achievement in your life. And you are doing something that you are proud of and that you're getting some recognition for. And that you're proud of, more importantly, that you're proud of. So let's take a look and see what this has to say. Broom, new home, new attitude. Okay. Bear, danger, especially in money matters. I'm trying to get a good feeling as to what is going on with. We've got flute with this double card here. Disappointment in a friend or a lover. Okay. Happens. All the time. Wow, why do we have so many cards? Some must have fell out when I was putting them away or something. My discord among friends or family. And mountain, major challenges to overcome. You guys got the most. And I swear to you, I put down 4, so I'm not understanding where the 5th one came from, unless it was stuck to the back of one. It's very strange. Anyhow, nevertheless. So I feel like a lot is going on in your mind, and I don't feel like much of what you are processing it is based on your current reality. I feel like this was some of these learned belief systems you have. That you can't trust friends or family, they might hurt you, or there's not enough money. You're worried about money because everybody's telling you to worry about money, but I feel like you are very easily swayed by what you're exposed to, and it triggers things inside of you. You have lots of little intricacies around fear, and I feel like these are very embedded. Not sure why. Ooh, okay. Well, this is soul cards too. when I see this, I'm looking at the physical realm. This is a physical, tangible thing that is, this feels triggering to me. It feels like whatever's happening in the physical realm is impacting your mind. Oh, whoa. And I haven't got that feeling from that card before. So let's see. Oh my gosh, the octopus. I hate the octopus. I get this freaking octopus all the time as I do daily readings. And it just means that you're a busybody. Your tentacles are your tentacles are just in everybody's business, and you're a little busybody. And for me, what this means when I get it is there's this hunger for knowledge, and the hunger for knowledge is to soothe you, is to make because see, like if you're worrying about something, I feel like sometimes consuming information can soothe you, and what people say can soothe you. And so if some of you are like worried about the president's transition, right? And you're worried that he would do something in office before he leaves. I feel like some of you want to consume as much information out there from as many sources as you can, because you're trying to figure out if your fear is going to become a reality. So I feel like for some of you, it's like that. It's like maybe you have a fear in your life, something you're super worried about. And so you snoop around and you try to figure out if your fear is in fact valid. You know, if you're crazy or if it's an actual a real fear. We have 81, which is a leadership. I had, I think, orange in the last reading, and I had a 9, and this comes down to a 9, but it's also an 8 and a 1. So it's success, and it comes down to the individual. It does come down to you being the leader in your life, you not following along. So, okay, I'm understanding. You have a lot of fears, and this energy is very busy in the mind. There's lots of thoughts that come in and out and create a response in you. And you may not be altogether conscious of like what all these different thoughts do to you. And so when you subject yourself, the octopus, to a ton of different, you overly stimulate yourself. You overstimulate yourself. And it causes a lot of mental chaos. I feel the best thing for you is to be careful what you subject your energy to, because this is a very, very emotional time filled with Saturn is sitting in the classroom, right? And you're ready to pass this course. And so you have to sit down and you take this big final exam, and Jupiter's sitting there and Saturn's sitting there waiting to reward you with benefic energy if you pass this course. And so for some of you, this is where you would normally fall down, where you would normally succumb to this issue right here with the devil. And I don't know how you can get the devil out of the Christmas deck. What's going on with you people? No offense, but 3 is always the pile I pick, so it's me too. What's going on with us? All right. Worry. Aw. I got purple. You know what? These cards are multicolored, but I keep getting purple in this deck right here. But worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So this is what I ask myself when I start getting spun up. Is worrying about it really going to help the circumstance? Like, is it going to change the outcome? Is it going to sway anything? Then worrying doesn't serve any purpose but to upset you. And it's really a conscious decision and a discipline not to allow yourself to worry. I'm very interested to see what's going on with you guys, because this is a beautiful time of the year. We have some incredibly beautiful positive energy. Some of you may be very So the octopus is a water-based sign, and this is a lunar eclipse. So, and this is emotional. So some of you don't like highs and lows. It's like you almost have a fear of highs and lows. Like you like everything consistent. And when it starts to get flippy floppy or just unstable or dualistic, or when it starts to get to the point to where it's not like firm, I don't think you guys do well in that energy. Let's see here. Whoops. You know what? I'm going to take it just because aces, I never do that, but it was like yelling at me. So let's do this. Whoa, we got the death and the devil. With the flying F. What? Okay, let's take a look at this. Oh, it was right the first time. Okay. So we got the Emperor and we got leadership. We got the devil and death. And we got Ace of Voices. I'm going to read from the Muse Tarot about death and see what she has to say. I mean, obviously I know what the death card is, but it's really beautiful the way that she chose the moth coming out from, look at this. So tore, the web you weave, you know, it's just such a beautiful card. So much energy in there. It says rebirth, regeneration, and metamorphosis, the death of a relationship or an idea, an ending, letting go. Things are no longer needed. Making sure you are not holding on to an outgrown dream or old wishes, and you're not accepting new opportunities. It says, this ancient dust, her lungs reek of it. This stuckness and her fragmented selves want to fight their way beyond the self-made tethers. She could open her heart to clearly see the rebirth that is being offered, but sometimes it is just so hard to see. The Muse smiles down at us to remind us to let go and to allow the old to decay in order to create the nutrients for the new. Fill your lungs with crisp air and something unexperienced. I know exactly where my brain is going now. When energy is in transition, it's really hard to find a direction to focus your energy. And we have the Ace of Voices here, right? And something new is being ushered in. And I feel like we can't worry about what we can't control, right? Just worry about the things you can control. And if something is ending, you have to let it go, because it's a block, it's an obstacle in your energy of something or someone. And there's no rhyme or reason why something ends, why something doesn't flourish, why something doesn't come to fruition, why you don't experience abundance in that area. That it's not up to you to worry about that. That is inconsequential. It's an obstacle that's being removed, and you have to accept that. And sometimes we base so much of our identity on the things that the ego wants, that we don't understand that there's something much bigger at play, asking us to step up and take the lead in our lives. And this is because we have to build on a strong foundation, on a firm foundation. So if something is being removed from your life, that means that was adding instability of some kind into your life, and it was not empowering your life to make the changes you needed to move forward. So don't hold on to what could have been, what should have been, what might have been, because that's where you lose power. I feel like it's something you could have idealized a little bit more, and maybe the reality wasn't even ever going to be as close to that ideal image that you had in your head anyway. Oh, yes. You have a 9 of Cups. Ooh, and the Emperor again. Oh my gosh, you guys. You got the Star card. Okay. This is looking better. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. We don't need none of those death cards. And what are you doing, man? It's a Christmas deck. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm loving this. This is taking a very positive turn. Again, this is what happens in Gemini energy. There can be these looming thoughts, right? The dark twin. And then there can be this really optimistic, positive twin. Which one do you go with, right? It's up to you. Do you want to get consumed by things you can't control, or do you want to embrace the things that are coming your way? So obviously you have the Emperor twice. You had it here and you had it here. A beginning, or beginning, mid, and end of week. I'm feeling fire-based energy for one. I'm feeling like you're taking the lead. You're very independent in this energy. You don't need no one. At least that's what you tell yourself. And you're fierce. You're strong-willed. Oh my God, you're so strong-willed, guys. But there's this sweet little spot in you, this vulnerable spot, this where you're feminine. You're not so masculine-oriented. It's not all about taking action. There's like a little feely, smooshy, gushy person inside of you. I mean, I'm sure you don't let too many people see it, but it's there. So you have this 9 of Cups. You guys get a wish. Whenever I have the 9 of Cups, I sit down with myself and I just dream of the most beautiful emotional want that I could ever want. And I write it down. And I feel like I have it. And I spend a whole day feeling like I have that emotional dream, that ideal thing. And that I have it currently. It's already in my life. And it is a really fun exercise that I do to increase my emotional awareness about what I really deeply desire on an emotional level. See, I feel like you've got the moving forward thing under control, right? I don't feel like you fear taking a risk or taking action when something is necessary. When I feel like you lose power is when you begin to doubt yourself. And I feel like there's more to you than you think, you know? And I mean, you're a cosmic force. You have a Star card. You have the 9 of Cups. And you have the 2 of Cups here, guys. You have a lot to be thankful for. There's a lot of hope in your reading. There's a lot of hope that you can have something that you are really, really dreaming of. But you've got to have a death to something that is an obstacle from attaining this want. So you have to let go of something that is controlling the receptive energy in your life. That's what I'm feeling. I mean, look at this beautiful energy, guys. This is an emotional endeavor created by a union of some kind. This could be a friend. This could be a very close bond. This could be a support system. This could be somebody who props you up and you prop them up, and there's a communion between the two of you. This could also just be new opportunities in love. But first you have to get out of your own way, and your mind has to stop controlling your response. You have to stop getting so caught up in fear and the have-nots and the worry that something bad can happen, the doom and gloom kind of thoughts, and remove that from your energy, because Sagittarius energy is super fun. It invites a lot of really positive things into your life. It's really, And I love my Knight of Pentacles. If you do have somebody coming into your life, guys, this Knight of Pentacles energy, I really like seeing him because, you know, slow, steady movement. It means you build on something over time. It's not, you know, the Knight of Cups coming in and smooth talking you and sweeping you off your feet. And it's this emotional high followed by this emotional low. No, this is more like it's slow, it's steady. There's no hurry, there's no rush. And the steps that you take toward, you know, this fulfillment with your physical self and your physical realm is something that you can count on. Okay. We have leadership again. Okay, you guys just need to just step up. Step up and stop making excuses. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm feeling all feisty. You need to, there's something that you're holding yourself back on, and the universe is saying stop. You can have all of this if you just stop following and start taking the lead in your own life. You know, stop following along with other people's perceptions. Stop following along with other people's manipulation. Stop following along with other people's, what they want from you. Like, it's not about them, it's about you. We have Golden Palace. Again, to me, when I say this, I think of building something strong, something really valuable. I feel like I see this Knight of Pentacles here too. Something that and success. See, success is here too. So I feel like this is going to start to build this like successful energy and create some longevity and some hope. Oh yeah, ascending the mountain. You had a mountain here, which is major challenges to overcome. And it says ascending the mountain. So this is going to be something that you guys have to step up and do. Nobody can do this for you. There is no help to be attained by anybody else. This is you taking the lead, you setting the pace, and then you doing the work. It's not going to be anybody else being able to be there for you. Simplicity. Isn't it really all that simple? Like, being a leader in your own life is very simple. I feel like we complicate it more because we are so used to following along with other people's agendas, because we don't know how to stand up for ourselves and be there for ourselves and rely on ourselves and be independent. Like, a lot of people have a really hard time being independent. So, I am going to do my charms first. This is a really powerful reading, guys. Okay. Okay. We have a pocketbook. And I just see safety, storing things safely. I think of making really good choices. I think of, when I see a pocketbook, I think of being protected. It's protection. It's storing your valuables in something. It's being able to count on the fact that it's not visible. So this is something that's not entirely visible. I can't see what's in this bag, right? It's also holding on. Like, this can also symbolize holding on to something. And so, as I've said before, you're holding on to something and I feel like it's not serving you. This to me is always going to be pictures, social media. Could be somebody is looking at you on social media. Somebody is, especially in Gemini, or you're stalking somebody in social media, or somebody is stalking you. Somebody is looking at you. Somebody's watching you. But it's also nostalgia. Like, somebody could be looking at old pictures. There's There's a lot of energy around love here. So, somebody could be looking at you. I keep feeling like somebody is looking at your social media. And this says, give the girl the right shoes and she can conquer the world, Marilyn Monroe. I have probably 50 of these and I always get this one. And it could be because I fracking love shoes, dude. And it's so true. You put on a pair of high heels and this, I'm sorry if you're a guy, but if you put on a pair of high heels, dude, you feel just sexy. I don't wear high heels right now because I wear workout shoes all the time now, but I think of this little cat sitting on this moon, and this cat is very intuitive, and this moon is very intuitive. So I definitely feel like your instincts are going to be dead on, especially if you're kind of starting to get a vibe. If you get a vibe about something, I would definitely explore that. You have dog, so loyalty here. Dog is a girl's best friend. I mean, my dog is the love of my life, and I literally can't live without him. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do if he ever passes. You have the infinity symbol, and we also had the strength symbol. So, and I'm also feeling very Aries, Leo energy, guys. And so for some of you, and I'm seeing the camera here, and with this Leo energy and the leading, I feel like you're setting the pace in a particular, people are looking at you, people are noticing, you're being recognized for something that you take the lead in, something that's different and really authentic about you, and people are starting to notice. Infinity and forever. And I think of this too. I feel like what you're attracting into your life, especially with this Knight of Pentacles, is stuff that's you're going to be able to really root yourself into and really stabilize you. I think of this little tail here, and I think of momentum, how a tail gives you momentum, how it can help you change direction if you need to. And then we have the Five of Pentacles here. I want you to stay away from thoughts that anything having to do with the past or anything having to do with places where you lose power. If there is something in your life where you used to lose power in, I don't feel like you're going to have that problem anymore. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and here, I know I'm just making a ginormous mess. That totally just reminded me of Elf. You can so tell I'm a Gemini rising because I'm like so easily distracted. Okay, let's take a look here. What's my first word that I pull out for you guys? What's your power word? What is it? I just have to turn everything over for a minute. Okay, so let's see here. I got blame. I see blame. Stop blaming others. Stop blaming the world. Stop blaming the government. Stop blaming everybody and just take the lead. Just concentrate on yourself and take the lead. You take the bull by the horns. Nothing has control over you. You have control over you. I feel like that's where you lose power. You be a little bit unique. You beat to your own drum. You walk your own about. And you just go there and you do that. You're different. That's why people are noticing you. That's why you're taking the lead, is because people see that you're different and you're standing out because of it. Don't follow along with anybody. Continue to lead in the direction you're going. Ooh, this is a hard one. Father. Well, okay. Let's address this because it's real. We do have a lot of masculine energy, and we do have the Emperor's energy. Emperor's energy is somebody who has authority over you, a supervisor, somebody who is senior over to you. It could be your dad. It could be anything that has control over any of your circumstances. But also, Father is represented here. And so for some of you who the challenge may be to overcome some daddy issues, to say it lightly. Maybe your father didn't allow you to be able to take the lead. He made you a follower because of his own insecurities. And so what you're trying to do is to, unprogram that part of your mind so that you can take the lead in your life. That's kind of heavy for this reading. Whoa. All right. And I even see mom too. So parents. I feel like there's some family issues at hand here. Now, this could also be something going on in the family where you have to be the head of the household and you got to take the lead. That could be. It doesn't have to be something but the double, the death card, I'm feeling like you have to let go of things having to do with maybe your mom and your dad, fears around your mom and your dad that may have been imprinted. Gosh, sorry about that. I didn't mean for it to be so heavy, but I mean, I guess what do you expect from the devil card, right? And the death card, I guess. I mean, so the good thing about something that has been destroyed, it's a clean slate. And that is so you can usher in this wish that you want in the emotional realm. So you can have this beautiful, uplifting experience in your soul where you're walking down the path you always should have gone down. If something has ended and it's concluded, it's because, I don't know, it was the wrong direction, to be quite honest with you. You weren't strong there. I feel like now you're more empowered now that you've let that all go. I'm also seeing, I'm seeing love. I saw it for a minute and then I was like, okay, I'm also hearing the passing of a mother or a father. There's a lot of heartbreak there. Oh. Because we do have like a female and a male in the leadership position. So this could be, some of you may be longing for some family, some of the bonds you used to have. There could be some loss here. Yeah. Woo, stop being so serious. Can we spell some fun words? Let's spell something fun. Everybody's going to be full of a lot of BS, dude. There's going to be a lot to decipher from the BS and from what's actually true. Oh, that was heavy. My heart is like, I feel like that was a difficult one because I feel like somebody lost somebody. They must cared a lot about, I think, the truth versus the BS. Okay. Yeah, it can sometimes be hard to decipher what's true and what's not true. And especially in duality, especially in this energy, there's going to be a lot of people who are losing power, who will do and say anything to retain that power. They will promise anything. They will lie to your face, whatever it takes, because they don't want to lose in this situation. They're not fond of being a loser. Do I even have loser? I do. Somebody is really scared of being a loser. Really, really scared of being a loser. They really get scared when they're stamped with that label of loser, of failure. Whew. Why is that so crazy? I see faves. I don't know why I'm thinking of your favorite thing. I always go through my faves. So like my faves are like, I don't know, if I won $1 million or $680 million, like I'll go through and I'll think of all my faves. Me time. Yeah. Your priority is me right now. Come on. You have leadership twice. You have the strength card. You have the Emperor, you have the leadership card, and you have the strength card. You have the Star card, and you have Ace of Voices. You have a lot focusing on you. So this is a lot about me. Really working on yourself, I think. Anyhow, let's go through the numbers, see what your guys' numbers are for the week. I could go on and on. These are really talking, to be honest. These talked a lot more than they did in pile number 2. Woo. I can't tell you how heavy that felt. Like, no more. I was like, I'm done spelling because it was just that bad feeling. 10, 17, 78, 62. Okay, let's put these up. 44. You got 4s. And I think of the Emperor as a 4. Emperor is a 4. I'm feeling very 4-ish, to be honest with you. Got the 6 and the 2, though. Got the 8, 10. Yeah. I feel like, guys, so everybody knows that when you get a double of anything, I always see 11 and then I see whatever the number is. So I see Spirit is talking to you about the letter 4, but 4 and 4 is 8. And we also have 8 here. So it is about being receptive to change. Obviously we have 8 and a 1 here. That's being responsible. But we also have a 9 represented, and then we have a 10 here, but also just the 8 is success. You know, it's being abundant in the physical realm. It's attaining a goal, right? But I am feeling this very much so in the 4 world. So I feel like in order for you to experience an 8, which is success, you have to pull this back down to the foundation, what you were rooted on. And I'm feeling like that's why mother and father are so heavy in this reading, is because somewhere in there, that's where you lose control. That's where you lose the stability that you're seeking so much in your life. So if we're eclipsing something out, then we're eclipsing out a place where you lose power. And if you lose power in some sort of negative imprinting that was done to you when you were a kiddo, then it's time to let all that go. You're not a kiddo anymore. And you've got to work through these issues because they're controlling your life and they're creating this giant obstacle that you keep ascending. You keep trying to climb this mountain. And until you can deal with the force of it all, the structure of this all, until you can level this up, until you can get down to the foundation, you know, like what is this mountain built on? I'm thinking of the mountain. So if you're like researching climbing a mountain, right? You want to know the terrain. You have to research the foundation of this mountain. You have to know how long it's going to take to climb the mountain. You have to know the type of terrain, the type of shoes, the type of gear that you need to bring with you. You have to know what the weather conditions are going to be like, how long it's going to take you, how much food you need to bring. I mean, this isn't a problem that goes away just because you have an impulse and you want to just go over there and conquer it. No, this is you have to dive in really, really deep into the answers to these questions that's been going on in your life for a really long time. Okay, guys, I'm over this reading because it was really heavy, and lunar eclipses, woo, always an experience. I want to leave you guys with this. Conversations will be easily ignitable. They will go out of control. You may be absolutely shocked and shaken by the direction the conversation suddenly went, okay? Because this energy is very crazy. So just be mindful of the way that you talk to people, the words that you choose, the bluntness and the tone of what you, because you're trying to communicate effectively an energy that is really ignitable. I mean, this is literally like walking into a room that's had the gas turned on all day and flicking a match, right? I mean, wherever you're standing, it could not, the gas may not be as strong over there as it is over there. You understand what I'm saying? Like, dude, anyhow, just definitely not the time to have really in-depth conversations unless you're willing to dive deep into some of the things about you that make you vulnerable, so that you can pull them into the open, so that you can kind of remove the mask or the veil that you have over that level of deception. It's kind of like when somebody who always wears makeup, it's suddenly when they're not wearing makeup, what they look like. Kind of like that. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. Much love to you. Don't forget to check out my Lunar Eclipse in Gemini video. I filmed it separately just for you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week, and just go out there and be the change you guys want to see in the world.